What's the dumbest thing you believed as a kid?
r/Reddit.
My brother had me convinced for a while that each person had to have a unique favorite color, and since his was blue, I had to change mine. On my first day of kindergarten, we had to introduce ourselves and say our favorite color. I was super stressed out because the kids in front of me picked good colors. And I kinda panicked and told everyone my favorite color was gray. In my family we were kind of assigned colors by my parents. My little sister and I looked like identical twins, so my parents dressed us in different colors. My older sister was much taller than us and had already chosen blue as her color, so my parents went with a chipmunks theme. The oldest was blue like Simon. I was red for Alvin and my little sister was green for Theodore. Anytime a family member brought us back t-shirts or dresses from their travels, we always got our color and it kind of stuck. We still all predominantly wear our colors. We're all in our late 30s and even our raincoats as adults are our colors. It's quite silly. I've only ever worn a red raincoat. When I buy a new one it's always a red one. Way to stay on brand. I've always wondered about people with multiples that do this assigning colors thing. Like that family with the reality show with the quintuplet daughters. What happens when they understand colors and don't like theirs anymore? I think those 5 little girls are kindergarteners now and they still dress them up like that so strangers know which is which. I wonder how the kids feel about it. It grows on you and it kind of fit. My older sister was the glasses-wearing nerd, my little sister was the chubby one that ate a lot and I was the mischievous one. Plus we loved the Chipmunks. We even still have their rock and roll vinyl, so I think my parents played it well. Like if they were random color assignments worthy at the story, I think we'd be less keen.
r/Reddit.
When I was young my parents told me that if I kept leaving the fridge open then I would freeze the whole world and then no one would like me. And then no one would like me. I'm still cackling like a fucking madman at that for some reason. Hey, there's that little asshole who froze the world. We hate him. Climate scientists hate him. See how one boy stopped global warming with one simple trick.
r/Reddit.
For some reason, I thought every car that was made had to do a crash test. Probably because my dad once told that our car had a very good rating in the crash test. I was amazed by the fact that all cars were repaired so well before being sold. I got confused at first. I was thinking you meant every model of car, rather than literally every single car. I remember asking my mother when I was a child, what happens when all the numbers get to 9 on the mileage meter? She replied, it will turn over. My little sister, who was in the backseat, piped up and exclaimed, with us in it. Edit. Thank you all for the kind comments and the silver. My little sister passed away last October and the memory made me smile. I sure do miss her.
r/Reddit.
When I was about 4. My older sister told me that since the population of Japan was so high, Japanese people slept sideways on their beds so they could fit more people on every bed. I believed it until I went to a sleepover at 13 and suggested that we sleep Japanese style on the bed so everyone could fit. This is too good. So many spoons, chopsticks. Gotta lay perfectly straight and still for maximum capacity in Japanese style.
r/Reddit.
Not sure if this was just a UK thing, but as a child I had some of those gooey jelly alien toys that came in plastic eggs, and the big rumor on the playground at the time was, if you put a boy alien and girl alien in the same egg and put it in the fridge, they would make a new baby alien overnight. I told my parents about it and told them I was doing it. While in bed, my parents added the extra baby alien overnight. So when I woke up and found the third alien, I lost it. Went into school and told everyone. For years I swore blind it was true and really happened. It was a very heartbreaking day when I realized what had happened. Reminds me of the time when my parents would sneak miniature food items into my doll house and say that the dolls had been grocery shopping. That is incredibly sweet. but not much variety in Little Foods, is there? Oh, the dolls have bought some more chocolates from a box of celebrations, I see.
r/Reddit.
I didn't know cars have a turn signal lever, so I thought the car knew where we were going. I thought the car would use the arrows to tell my parents where to turn. I thought the same thing. I wondered how the heck the car knew where we were going. My parents didn't tell the car where they wanted to go. I was confused. I believed the exact same thing as well. It didn't help that my dad would tell me that it just knew whenever I asked how the car knew when to turn and which way to point the arrow. My parents would constantly trick me like this. I hated it as someone who just wanted to learn the truth of how things worked.
r/Reddit.
My brother and I wrote letters to Santa, and our dad would open up the coal furnace door and we would throw them in the fire. We believed they would go directly to the North Pole. My mom had us throw our letters in a wood fire, and when sparks came down and rested on the burning paper, those were the fire fairies, and they carried the ashes to Santa, where he magically reassembled them and read your letter. Relevant username.
r/Reddit.
I thought that drinking and driving meant any drink. I burst into tears the first time I heard about drinking and driving. My dad always had a Dr. Pepper when we went places, and I thought he was going to go to jail forever. I distinctly remember yelling at my dad after he filled up and grabbed a chocolate milk and took a sip as we drove out of the gas station. Everyone in the car started laughing at me. I just want us all not to die.
r/Reddit.
That dinosaurs were still alive on another island, and I kept asking my mother if we could go to the island with all the dinosaurs. Then she told me they were all dead. Clearly your mom never heard of Isla Nublar.
r/Reddit.
That sex was literally sleeping next to one another and making moaning sounds. I heard things I wanna forget. I thought sex was making out with your shirt off, but not pants off, because that would be gross. LMAO. Yeah, imagine taking your pants off in front of someone else. How gross.
r/Reddit.
Escalator stairs were one-time use and just kinda piled up under the floor. My brother used to think that a man sat under the escalators and operated them. He also thought that man's name was James and that was his real dad. Not our dad. So every time we passed the escalators at the mall, my brother would scream at our dad, "You're not my real dad. James is my real dad." *Edit. Just woke up and realized this blew up, lol. Thank you for the awards and upvotes. So, more details. My brother has always had a vivid imagination. I have no earthly idea where he got this from. He is currently trying to become a writer, director, producer, etc. Also, he's the spitting image of my dad, so there's no question of paternity there. My brother is just a fucking weirdo. What the fuck?
r/Reddit.
That actors, TV characters would have to come back into a studio for each rerun of a show, movie. I would always be so amazed that people would have the time to go into a room with a camera multiple times a day just so I could watch them do the same thing over and over again. I used to think that laugh tracks were somehow real life, like I was hearing everyone else laughing who was watching the same show I was. In hindsight, this is really stupid. Obviously the sound is coming from the speakers. But growing up we only had TV at my grandma's place, and I remember laughing really loud when the laugh track came on, so all her neighbors would think I got the joke too.
r/Reddit. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.